apart. And just rocking up onto the toes. And then take it back down. I want you to peel the toes from the mat. So we're just very gently starting to wake up the feet and the ankles. Just taking it back and forth. Start to ground the feet down. Keep them tall but keeping the knees soft. And then we're just going to start to circle those wrists all the way around. And then back the other way. And when you're ready, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, inhaling through the nose and reaching the arms all the way up. As you exhale, you're going to take the hands all the way down. Again, inhale in, lifting all the way up. Exhale, take the hands all the way down. Inhaling in, lifting up, and this time we're going to interlace the fingers and reach really tall through the spine. So you're really feeling that stretch along the whole of the body. And then very gently start to tip to one side. So you're going to start to open up the obliques. Feel the stretch in the side of the body. And then take it across to the other side. Gently coming back to centre. We're going to take the hands down in front of the heart. And I want you to relax the shoulders here, down away from the ears. Lifting tall, bringing the belly button in. And we're just going to concentrate for a moment on the breath and just ground ourselves ready for our practice. So we're going to inhale in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. In through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. In through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Just taking a few more rounds of breath here. Concentrating on filling the lungs from the back through to the side, all the way through to the front. So you feel in the chest and the diaphragm rise. When you're ready, we're going to start to bend the knees and we're going to start to hinge ourselves forwards. We're squatting the legs, keeping the hands together in prayer just for a moment. And we're going to bring those hands all the way down to the mat, reaching forward. Just turn myself on the mat, so just reaching forward for a moment. And I just grab hold of those elbows. And I want you to let the upper body, the neck, the head go really heavy as we're just gently swaying from side to side. So we're just releasing the spine here. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to straighten the legs into a half lift and place the hands just to the shins. We're flattening the back and looking forward. So you're feeling that stretch in the lower spine and all the way up the hamstrings. Bending the knees, grabbing those elbows, folding forward. Again, give it a sway from side to side. Releasing that spine out. In, straighten the legs, looking forward, bringing those hands to the shins, nice flat back. And folding forward, just bringing those hands, letting them go nice and heavy on the mat. When you're ready, bring the fingertips to the mat if it's comfortable and straighten the legs. If you prefer to come to the shins, that's absolutely fine. So we're really feeling that stretch in the legs. Again, bending down, we're going to bring the hands again together in prayer. And when you're ready, I want you to bring the left elbow round to the right knee. And what you're going to do is rotate that right shoulder, so you're just literally twisting the spine. And just look up towards the ceiling if it's comfortable. Breathing here. That's good. And then bringing ourselves forward again, sinking forward. Again, start to straighten the legs, hands to the shins. We're going to do the same on the other side, so start to bend forward, bringing the hands together in prayer, and this time bringing the right elbow across to the left knee, rolling that shoulder up, looking up towards the ceiling if it feels comfortable for you. And again, bringing those hands forward. Straighten the legs, look forward. If comfortable, you can come to the fingertips. Again, start to bend the knees, and this time we're going to circle the hands up, so as if we're sitting on a chair. So keeping those legs squatted. Reach it forward. Then we're going to start to rotate the arms back, swinging it back and forth. So we're really working those legs. Sweeping it back. Again, forward, and we're going to hold. So reaching up, flattening the back. You feel the burn in the legs. Slowly bring yourself up. Inhaling in, lifting the arms all the way up. You're going to interlace the fingers. Reach it tall, and again take the hands down in front of the heart. Again, take a few rounds of breath here. Again, when you're ready, we're going to start to fold forward. This time I want you to take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers and reach them up behind the back. Feel that stretch in the shoulders. Bring the hands down towards the mat. Again, straighten the legs. If you prefer to half lift, that's absolutely fine. Or come into those fingers. Again, bending the knees. I want you to place the hands down to the mat and step all the way back into a downward facing dog. So just stepping those feet back, and we're just going to gently pedal. Pressing one leg after another. And start to bend the knees. Just very gently and press away from the hands. We're doing our first down dog, so keep a bend in the knees for a moment. And try and make sure the weight's even between both hands, both feet, and you're looking back towards the ankles or the shins. Just holding here for a moment. You're going to bend the knees a little bit further, so you're bringing those knees down a little bit towards the mat. Really challenge those legs, they're going to burn. And then start to straighten the legs very slightly. If you need a slight bend, that's absolutely fine. Again, bending the knees, dropping down. And again, straighten the legs, pressing the heels back. One more time, bending those knees. Straighten the legs. And when you're ready, start to move into a plank position. We're going to slowly lower. Now, if you need to come to the knees and lower from the chest, that's absolutely fine. Or you're going to come all the way down through the chest. Flatten the feet to the floor and just gently press up. Come to the forearms. So it's just a gentle cobra. It's more like a sphinx to begin with. So we're just waking up the lower back. Just breathing here for a moment. Take the head across to one side. And then take it to the other side. Come back to centre. Lowering down, we're going to take the hands just to the side, press them into the mat. And I just want you to lift the head very gently. We don't need to take the feet off the mat just yet. You're just lifting the chest very gently. Lower down, press the hands underneath the chest. We're going to come up onto the knees. Start to tuck the toes at the back. I'm going to come all the way back up into downward facing dog. I'll just pedal it out again for a moment. Good. Again, start to press back towards the heels. And when you're ready, we're going to flow again to plank. Come to the knees and lower down on the chest to come all the way down. We're going to peel up a little bit higher this time if you can. We're going to take this into a little bit of a flow. So tuck the toes, take it back, down dog. Again, start to move to plank, slowly lower, and cobra. So lifting up, feel that stretch in the lower spine. Bring it back to down dog. One more time. We're going to bring it into a plank position, slowly lower, cobra. And I want you to press back now into child's pose. I'm just going to rest those arms for a moment, just opening the knees and just bringing the head down to the floor, feeling stretch through the shoulders. Breathing here for a moment, taking that weight away from the hands. Just taking this moment to concentrate again on the breath. Slowly starting to come up. We're going to place the hands just in between the knees and you're going to lift up into a squat or a frog if you prefer to have the hands to the mat. I'm going to turn on my mat so you can see me because we're going to open the hips. So if you prefer to stay in a frog position, using the fingertips to the floor, I still want you to lift up through the chest. Otherwise we're going to use the elbows to press the knees apart for a nice hip stretch. Just lift up through the spine. So we're just giving the wrists a little bit of a rest for a moment as we open and work on the hips, and just breathing here for a moment. And when you're ready, bring the hands down to the mat, drop the knees, tuck the toes, and we're coming back into that child's pose. Just for a moment, again, coming back to that breath. Feeling the stretch in the hips. Again, walk the hands up. I want you to take the right hand back. You're going to lift the left arm. Now you can stay here, or you can start to lift yourself up into a half camel pose. Feeling the stretch through the obliques as well as the lower spine. Slowly lower down. We're going to repeat on the other side. So just lifting the arm. And again, you may prefer just to stay here, or you can come up into that half camel. Feel that stretch. Slowly come down. Place those hands in front. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. So tuck those toes, bring yourself up. Finding that position, I want you to take the right leg up. You're going to point the toes up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to bring the knee in towards the elbow and take it back up, point the toes. Again, in towards the elbow. Again, back out, point the toes. In towards the elbow, and we're just going to hold for a moment, drawing the belly button in, and then step that foot towards that hand, and the back foot's going to slide back, and you're going to drop that knee gently to the mat. And just walk it so you're coming back, and you're going to try and straighten that front leg and just lift the heel from the mat. So you're feeling a stretch along the back of the leg, the hamstring. And then gently start to press forward. Finding that position, the knee should be just above the ankle and start to rise all the way up, reaching the hands up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, you're going to bring the left hand to the right knee and start to circle the right hand all the way around. So we're just going to work on those shoulders for a moment as we're pressing into the hips as well. As you circle the hand up and over, the thumb's going to come up towards the ceiling. And when the hand's in line with the shoulder, you're going to hold and look back. That's good. Circle the hand up. We're going to bring the hands together in prayer, and the left elbow is going to go to the right knee, and the right elbow is going to twist up towards the ceiling. Just holding here for a moment, feeling the stretch in the hips. If you really want to challenge yourself a bit more, the back toes are going to just start to tuck, and you're going to lift that back knee from the mat. Holding here for a moment. Feeling the stretch in the hips, and the lower spine. And that left hand down to the mat, bring the right hand all the way up. We're going to take that knee to the mat, hand to the mat, and then we're going to step ourselves back into downward facing dog. So start to tuck the back toes and step that right foot all the way back. And just for a moment, we're going to pedal those feet. Finding that position for a moment. Take that left leg up, point the toes up towards the ceiling. Bring that knee in towards the elbow. And back out, point the toes. In towards the elbow. Back out, point the toes. In towards the elbow, we're going to hold. Take a few breaths. Step that foot down towards the left leg. The right foot's going to slide back on the mat, so you can drop the right knee down. Walking the hands back, you're going to peel the left toes from the mat. So we're going to give a bit of a calf stretch here. Start to walk the hands forward. When you're ready, we're going to raise the arms up towards the ceiling. So you're pressing into that front foot, stretching that inner thigh. Right hand comes to the left knee and start to circle the left hand back. This time as the hand comes round, the thumb comes up towards the ceiling. Bring that arm in line with the shoulder, look back. As we come forward, we're going to take the hands together in prayer. The right elbow is going to come to the left knee. Rotate the left shoulder up, so you're creating a twist in the spine. Now you can stay here or tuck the toes and lift that back foot. You can always take it to whatever feels right for you, your own level. You feel different on different days. The right hand comes to the mat, open up with the left. Bring that knee to the mat, bring the hand to the mat, tuck the toes, step it straight back to down dog. And when you're ready, we're going to step to the top of the mat. Start to straighten the legs, half lift. Bend the knees, we're going to circle those hands this time all the way to the top. Interlace the fingers. Reach it nice and tall. Take the hands down in front of the heart. Breathing here for a moment. When you're ready, start to step the right foot back. You can use the hands on the left leg to help you balance. Slide that foot. You can make sure that ankle doesn't protrude over the toes. Feel that stretch in the hips and start to bring those arms all the way up. When you're ready, we're going to start to flip the back foot. Draw ourselves into warrior two. Draw the hands to the heart, and I want you to gently pulse in and out of that leg. Just for 3. One more. And when you're ready, bending the knee. The left arm is going to come down and rest. Roll that right shoulder up towards the ceiling. Feeling that stretch. You can stay here. You may prefer to bring the hand all the way down to the mat or rest it to the ankle, keeping the bend. Breathing here, and when you're ready, we're going to flow and take it back into reverse warrior. So the right hand comes down, the left hand comes up. We mill the hands into a warrior two position. I want you to start to straighten the legs. Please don't lock the knee out. You're keeping it soft, but we want the legs fairly straight. Hinge it forward from the hips. And start to circle it down into a triangle shape. Try and rack the ribs up towards the ceiling. Slowly start to come up. We're going to turn the left toes forward. Find that position. Start to sink the hips down and bend the knees. Lifting through the spine. Try and sink a little bit lower if you can. Just moving the hips slightly so we're really working those glutes. Slowly come up. Reaching through the right side of the body. Feeling that stretch in the obliques. And draw it to the other side. Come back to centre, taking the hands behind the back. We're interlacing the fingers. Reach the arms up and away from the back. Start to bend the knees slightly and you're going to start to fold all the way forward. Bringing those arms up behind the back. Squat the legs a little bit more if you can. And then we're going to take the hands down to the mat and start to straighten the legs. We're going to wander those hands across to one ankle. Feel the stretch through one leg. And start to walk the hands back the other way. Walk the hands back to centre. Press the left hand into the mat. You're going to open up into the right, making a triangle shape with the body. When you're ready, take it to the other side. Left hand comes up this time. Again, bringing both hands to the mat this time. When you're ready, bending the knees, press yourself slowly all the way up. As you come to the top, give those shoulders a roll. And then we're going to move ourselves on the mat. So you're going to take the right foot forward, and then you're going to shuffle the left foot. So you're bringing yourself ready for a warrior one. So start to bend that knee down, sliding the foot along the mat, finding that position, ready for warrior one. Start to flip the back foot, warrior two. Hands to heart, we're going to pulse for 3. When you're ready, we're going to bend the knee, bring that right arm down, roll the left shoulder, bring the hand up towards the ceiling. Either staying here or bringing the hand down a little bit further towards the mat. Feeling the burn in the legs. Then reverse that warrior. Bring the hands to warrior two. Straight the leg, but don't lock the knee out. Hinging from the hips, take it forward. Slowly come up again, turn the toes, the right foot forward. And shuffle the heels in, take that squat down. Breathing here for a moment, feel that burn in the inner thighs. Slowly come up. We're going to step ourselves to the top of the mat and just walk the feet out. When you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, rising up with the hands. As you breathe out, take the hands halfway down. You're going to hinge forward from the hips. Start to bend the knees, and when you're ready, you're going to grab your weights. You're going to start to straighten the legs. Feel the stretch. Bend the knees. You're going to lift the weights this time and come all the way up with a squat. So as if we're in that chair position, take the weights, palms back, and you're going to pulse for 5. Bringing the weights up towards the chest. Breathing here, hold for a moment. We're going to start to straighten those legs for a moment. When you're ready, I want you to step the right foot back, but we're coming into a warrior two position. So the foot is at an angle. Start to bend the left leg. Rest the left arm. Take the right arm up. Holding here for a moment. Breathing here. Lower the right arm. Slowly come up. You're going to press the left arm up. Warrior two. Hold for a moment. Bring the weights into the chest. And taking them so they're facing down. And you're going to row up and down for 5. Start to straighten the leg, but don't lock the knee out. So you're hinging forward from the hips, bringing that weight down. If you can come all the way down to the floor, that's great. If you need to let go of the weight, let go of the weight. Bring the left hand up. This is a challenge. Feel the burn in the legs. Bring that weight down. Lift yourself slowly up, bending that knee for a moment, rest. Press the leg, come up. Turn the toes, they're facing in. Then we're going to shuffle the feet in slightly, heels in. Start to squat it down. Left hand rests, right hand's going to come to the shoulder as we're going to pulse for 5. Take it over and hold. Bring it back. We're going to straighten the legs just for a moment. Give them a rest, give them a wiggle. Take it down for that squat. Left hand comes up to the shoulder, press for 5. One more. Take it over and hold. Bring it back. We're going to just release those legs, give them a wiggle. I want you to bring yourself round into Warrior 2 the other way. Slide the left foot back, right foot forward, and we're going to press in. You're going to rest the right arm. Bring the left arm up. Lower the right arm, press up with the right. Bring the arms out into Warrior 2, hold for a few breaths, into the chest, weights downwards, we're going to row for 5. Release those weights. We're going to start to press into that front foot, hoisting the foot. When you're ready, feel balanced, step forward. Again, coming into that chair pose, pulse the arms back for 5. And release for a moment, just pedal the feet. We're going to step the left leg back. We've come into Warrior 1. Start to bend the knees, hold it tall. We're going to start to lower down and up. And hold. Chest up. Slowly up. We're going to step the foot forward, step the other foot back. Again, slide it back on the mat. Find the position first, then we're bending the knee, lowering down. Try and keep the torso nice and straight. We just dip that knee down. 3, 4, 5, and hold. Slowly come up again, step to the top of the mat. When you're ready, we're going to slide the weights down. So going down the legs, keeping the back flat. So start to fold forward, soft with the knees. Slide it until we come to halfway down the shins, and then we're going to row up for 5. Keep the back flat. Take the hands to the side. We're going to start to bend the knees now. Bring those weights all the way down. Half lift, bring the hands to the shins. Bend the knees, pressing the hands to the mat. Step straight back into a plank position. We're just going to draw the belly button in, holding here for a moment. Slowly lower. And cobra. Breathing here. Press it back into child's pose just for a moment. Rest it out. Concentrating on the cool air that's coming in and the warm air that's flowing out. Gently start to tiptoe the hands across to one side. And tiptoe the hands across to the other side. Come back to centre, but I want you to thread one arm under. Now you may be able to do that from here. You may need to come up slightly on the knees so you can really feel that stretch in the shoulder. Bring the hand into the small of the waist. And again, you may be able to do that from this position. You probably get a bit more of a stretch from here. And just breathe here for a moment. And when you're ready to do the same on the other side. Feeling that stretch into the shoulder. You may feel that you feel that stretch if you sunk all the way down. Maybe on the knees you can rest the hand by the head or bring it all the way into the small of the waist. Release it back down to child's pose. Bring that head down to the mat if you can. And bring that concentration to the breath. When you're ready, we're slowly coming up onto the knees and we're going to tip that body forward. So we're coming into an up dog. If you can. Have a stretch in the spine, then we're going to come to all fours. And I want you to release that back out. We've done a lot of spinal work, so we're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders, knees hip width apart. Just take a deep breath in, drop the belly down, look up. As you breathe out, you're going to arch the back, press away from the mat. Again, deep breath in, drop the belly down, look up. And just flow with this, just releasing your spine for a moment. And a lot of back bends. Just compensate and press that spine the other way. And when you're ready, we're going to just bring ourselves round into a seated position, bringing the feet out in front. So you're going to bend the knees, lift up through the spine, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to roll down through the spine. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, roll down through the spine. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, we're going to roll down, we're going to hold, take the hands away. Take the palms facing down and we're just going to pulse the hands as we hold here for a moment. Really work that core. Feel it burn. Slowly come up, a challenge a bit more. Take the hands underneath the legs, lifting the legs up into both. So lifting nice and tall, just holding here for a moment. That's good. Using the core. Step it down. I want you to take the left leg, it's going to tuck underneath. The right leg is going to step over the left knee. And just press into where it feels comfortable. I want you to lift up through the spine. The left arm is going to come around the knee, the right hand to the back. So we're just going to stretch out those glutes. Roll the right shoulder, keeping nice and tall through the spine. When you're ready, we're going to do the same on the other side. So swap it over. So this time the right leg comes under. The left leg goes over. The right arm's going to squeeze the left knee, left hand to the back. Roll the shoulder, lift through the spine. Come back to centre. We're going to take the legs out in front. Lift up through the spine and start to fold forward. Bring the arms to the ankles or the toes, whatever feels right for you. Feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs, into the glutes. Slowly come up. We're going to bring ourselves down, rolling down through the spine. Interlace the fingers or reaching the arms up and above the head. Really feel that stretch along the whole of the body. You can step the knees into the chest and give yourself a nice big hug. Rocking from side to side. Really releasing that spine out. When you're ready, we're going to take hold of the toes or the inside of the legs to open the hips, and we're going to come into happy baby. So if you can grab the toes, that's fine. If you just want to press the inside of the legs, that's also fine. So really feeling that stretch into the hips. And bring the feet together in butterfly. So we bring the legs down to the floor. Just find that position for you. Just sink the back and the shoulders into the mat. Just opening those hips. And just breathing here for a moment. Again, concentrating on feeling the lungs from the back through to the side, all the way through to the front. Feeling that chest rise and feeling the belly rise. When you're ready, we're going to roll onto our left hand side. So just bring the right knee across to the left and roll ourselves across. When you're ready, you're going to bring the right leg in towards you. I want you to grab the toes. You're going to lift the leg. Start to straighten the bottom leg. That's it. And stretch all the way up into the hips, all the way along the legs. Take the leg down. We're going to come into a side plank. So you're going to come onto the forearm. Now you can do two variations. You can lift the hip, leaving the knee down, or you can come all the way up. Just holding here for a moment. Keep breathing. Lower down. I'm going to take it to the other side, so I'm just going to twirl around on my mat. Lowering yourself back onto the mat for a moment. You're going to bring the left foot in and reach up. Now you might not be able to get the toes, you may need to hold the inside of the leg. It's whatever feels right for you. Release down, we're going to come into that side plank. And remember, it's your variation, so you may just use the knee to lift you up, or you may come all the way up. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths. And when you're ready, lower down.
we're going to take it back onto our backs. And again, draw the knees in, give yourself a hug and rock from side to side, just releasing that spine out. Place the feet to the mat with the knees bent. We're going to bring yourselves into a bridge position, so bringing the feet about hip width apart and just gently lifting that bottom from the mat. Really pressing the feet into the floor, feeling that lift in the glutes, feeling the arch in the lower spine. And gently start to lower down. Again, gently lifting up. Breathing here. Gently start to lower down. Bring the left leg, rest that ankle by the knee, lift that back leg towards you. When you're ready, we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Swap it over and rest in that right ankle just above the knee. Lift the back leg if you can. And rest it down. Bring the right knee into the chest. You're just going to straighten the left leg down to the mat for a moment. Squeezing the knee in as tight as you can, and then press the right leg up towards the ceiling. Feel the rush of the blood. Bring the knee in, give it a squeeze, and then it's going across the body and you're facing the opposite direction to the knee. You may prefer just to step the leg from here, so keeping the back on the, or just stepping, or you can come all the way across for a full spinal twist. Back to centre. Lower the leg, we're going to bring the left leg in, you're going to squeeze the knee in towards the chest. Lift that leg up towards the ceiling, pressing the heel up. Again, squeeze the knee in. And again, you're either stepping or bringing the knee all the way across and facing the opposite direction to the knee. Back to centre. Knees into the chest, a quick squeeze as tight as you can. And then start to circle the knees all the way around. Back the other way. And just give yourself a nice squeeze again. And then we're just going to rest our legs down to the mat. Take the feet about hip width apart. Just give the ankles a little bit of a rock for a moment, then just let those legs and feet just fall naturally. Bring the hands down by the sides, palms facing up. And you're going to slide the arms down away from the ears and just take the head across to one side, stretch out the neck. Then across to the other side. Come back to centre. I want you to start to curl the toes, bring the hands into fists, crunch the shoulders up into the neck, squeeze the abs, squeeze everything as tight as you can, and release. Again, curl the toes, bring the hands into fists. You're going to crunch the shoulders all the way up into the neck, squeeze the abs, squeeze everything as tight as you can, and release. Just letting the body now sink down into the mat, getting nice and heavy. Feeling the back start to press into the mat, the glutes start to press into the mat, the backs of the legs and the ankles. Feeling the shoulders and the arms and the back of the head. The whole of the body is getting heavy and relaxed into the mat. I want you to try and release any tension within the body, just relaxing down, getting heavier and heavier. And drawing the attention back to the breath. Inhaling in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. And just keeping the attention here. Thinking about the cool air that's coming in and the warm air that's flowing out.